everybody. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of August, 2023. And, yeah, I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient psychic, so everything here is for entertainment purposes only. So do your own research, form your own opinions, and let's go from there. Something that was brought to my attention, people are going, why do I use the term rainbow bridge? Well, it's not only for the fur babies or the four-legged friends. Okay? It was coined for that genre, but it's a generic term for crossing over. It's not exclusively for animals, okay? So chill out, folks. Stop having a kitten fit about it. Just get real. I mean, I get a lot of people saying, oh, well, what about this and what about that? And I'm like, if you're so hyper about things, and especially, folks, those of you who have had the jabberdo, especially more than one, and you're all of a sudden have all these weird illnesses or chronic conditions, it's all because of the whatchamacallit that went into your arm. And it's that whatchamacallit was a form of planned extinction. So if you have had that and you are like all worried about, oh, well, this come out or what that come out, it's like you brought it on yourself by getting it and live with it. They're now calling it long-term symptoms. Yeah, because you got the whatchamacallit. You allowed them to inject crap into your body. You allowed yourself to become a human guinea pig. Like my aunt said before she died, Mengele couldn't get rid of her, but Fauci did. Okay? Go back a few videos, and I did tell the story of my aunt. Yeah. Now, something that has come up, and I'd like to know what our supply still is after Biden just sold over 90 Apache choppers to Poland. Have they left the U.S.? How many Apaches does the United States have left? Yeah, Biden, the guy who fell asleep during an event being held for the victims on the island of Maui. Yes, that was a pre-planned event. Through a reliable source, I was informed that for certain instances, there were pumps designated to pull water out of the Pacific to fight fires with. Sometime in July, the order came through to do complete overhauls on those pumps, and they were all dismantled. People will say I'm telling a bunch of bunk. But sorry, folks, I can't reveal my sources. Yeah. And also that nuclear power plant that basically melted down in 2011. Yeah. Again, it's in the news that the nuclear wastewater is going to be released into the Pacific. Folks, they've been releasing that wastewater in the Pacific since that plant was built. Yeah. Weird stuff happens. I mean, a lot of people are going out to see that movie, Oppenheimer. Something that they forget to tell people is that the original nuclear research happened in the Hyde Park neighborhood of Chicago, University of Chicago. You see, back then, they had a football team. And underneath the football field was an underground laboratory. That's where the first nuclear stuff was experimented with. Now, whatever equipment could not be sent down to New Mexico, they went and buried it out in far west area of Illinois, basically about 40 miles from downtown. Well, that area is now considered Cook County Forest Preserve property, so nobody can build on it. I know where it is. I've been out there. And you go out there with a Geiger counter. And literally, you can, in the middle of the forest, you can find a fenced-off area. Back when I was a teenager, the fence was still electrified. Because in that area, surrounded by the fence, is the nuclear waste. Yep. You look carefully around that wooded area. Every once in a while, you might see a bunny rabbit with multiple features. 4 ears, 2 tails, extra eyes or noses. Yeah. And I'm not going to say exactly where it is because we don't need people going out there in droves, because then they'll shut it down. Kind of crazy, but yeah. And finally, I did do further digging, and now I'm finding out why in Ecuador they're kind of playing switcheroony with candidates for the presidential election. You see, Venezuela has gone to heck in a handbasket. Venezuela used to be one of the largest oil producers, a place where everybody could drill at and export oil out of. Even ran into some stupid Venezuelan border wetbacks over this past weekend. Excuse me, how can they afford to be wearing $200 tennis shoes? Sneakers? Yeah. I mean, they were pushing a kid in a stroller, and that stroller, I checked, goes for $500. Brand new. And it was new. Still had some of the plastic on it. So we're basically being invaded. But to get back, you see, Ecuador, underneath their topsoil are huge oil reserves. So whomever is going to get picked to be the new president is somebody that is hand-chosen, that will allow oil companies to go into the rainforests and start drilling for oil. Yes, Ecuador is going to be the next Venezuela. Yeah, and I talked to my building maintenance guy about this morning before I started filming. And he goes, yeah, it's all about the oil. All about who controls the oil rights in the country. Now, okay, I don't know if anybody caught it, but yeah, the UN is now trying to get the UK to apologize again for the slave trade. Folks, this just proves how illiterate these people who are in the UN seats are. Go back, read your history, and you're going to realize that Prince Albert was Saxe Coburg Gotha. You know, the dude that married Princess Victoria, the other crowd? Yeah. They did apologize back in the 1830s. Nearly 200 years ago. These idiots don't even know basic history. So yeah, they want people to, oh, pay more reparations to this place and that place. I'm like, dudes, go into your history books. England already paid off. Prince Albert and Queen Victoria already apologized. Just because you don't read your history or you're illiterate, undereducated, yeah, they're starting to crap again. Okay? Now, oh gosh. Z Guy's at it again. Guess his stand-up comedy tour has taken him to Greece. Yes. And of course, he's sending all sorts of ill-trained idiots, Ukrainians, over to Germany to be trained for army training, military training. And NATO's trying to gear up for WW3. And those of us who are smart enough, we're calling them out. That's why they're trashing Donald. Because if when Donald, or somebody like Donald, gets back in, all this crap is going to be exposed. Just like, yeah, people look at me, they go, what do you do now because of this and that? Yeah, because I'm disabled and I no longer work a real job, I call out crap. I'm a whistleblower. Well, people have been getting in touch with me about the local food bank and the treatment. I mean, the volunteers there, my gosh. I did go in several times to do my own recon work, and I noticed that the way they have things displayed, sanitation violation, the fact that they basically give you a 5-minute allotment of time to go and grab stuff off shelves. Well, if somebody has medical dietary restrictions and you have to read labels, they don't allocate time for that. And now they're calling me up because, okay, yeah, I'm on the wait list. The same idiot has called me multiple times for a drive-up appointment. I don't have a car. I told the idiot that on the first phone call, and yet he keeps calling me. I'm wondering if he's a blonde. Yeah, I went onto Facebook. I used all caps. I called him out. Well, then all the little pompous do-gooders start jumping down my throat calling me ungrateful. I'm like, no, I'm a whistleblower. Yeah, I tried talking nice to the idiots, to the volunteers. Yeah, they look down on people who have to go there. Actually, so I called them out on their crap because I embarrassed them and called them out for their pompous attitude and behavior. They were ripping me to shreds. Well, you know what? If I can take on a major trade union, a bunch of little suburban soccer mommies, you're a piece of cake to decimate. Yes. You are nothing but pompous fools who have no clue to reality. Especially one dude who's been born and raised in this area and now is like raising his children here. I'm like, maybe if you move down to this area, you might get a clue to reality and how life really works. It's so funny. It's like people who have stayed, that have not moved more than 10, 20 miles from the house they grew up in. Oh, well, I went away to school at one of the state universities. 4 years. Then they came back, and they're within 20 miles of the house they grew up in. They've never experienced, oh, well, I've gone on vacation. Vacation is not life experience. You've never lived in another area. I have. Those idiots haven't. And they're proud to say that I've stayed in my own community all my life. And I'm like, dude, get a life. Get a real life. You're an idiot. If you think you're, remember, a cloister not only is a building, but it's also a state of mind. So yeah, I have zero tolerance for idiots. People call me up, I go, I do recon, I call out all the bull poop. I'm not afraid to. And I will continue. I will continue calling people out. And if it means going and standing there with a sandwich board in front of this facility, I'll do so. My next phone call? The health department. You see, if you're a food bank, you must be maintaining things in a certain fashion. And food items shouldn't be 6 months. It should not be passed out if they have a date stamped on them and it's 6 months past the sell-by date. Yeah, zero tolerance for these do-gooders. I'll take them down. I talked to a few other people who are affiliated with other food banks in the area. They do not speak well of this specific one. Well, pompous people, be careful. Yeah, a certain trade union cringes whenever they see me because they have to be on ultimate good behavior. Even a cousin who's a member of that trade union has to. She trash talks me, gossips to a family member, I can take her to court. Yeah. I'm old enough. I remember when Kennedy was shot. So, I'm old enough. Hey, I'm no longer nice to people. I no longer play nice. I'm a batty old lady and I can say whatever I please. And I'm doing it. I don't look it, but I'm a lot older than a lot of people expect. And I call people out on their bullcrap. Especially little kids. Especially pompous little volunteers. Grow up, world. Open your eyes. Don't bring your crap-ass Chicago politics out to the suburbs. This used to be a Republican stronghold. But we now have so many blue idiots. It's disgusting. And I call them out on their Bidenomics. Bidenomics was so fantastic. They wouldn't have a place to volunteer at. Think about it, people. Yeah, I'm angry. Yeah, my hair is a shade of red. The last thing you guys want to do is tick off a redhead. Big mistake. Well, people, yeah. I'll be having the next video up on the 25th. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.